A gruesome scene that caught everyone off guard. A darker Riddler than we've ever seen. What scene went too far? Keep watching. Spoilers for the Batman ahead. A new Batman movie has burst forth from the night, and audiences have been loving the new iteration of the iconic character. Robert Pattinson perfectly fits the mold of both Bruce Wayne and the Caped Crusader. And of course, no Batman is complete without a sinister villain to fight. Batman goes up against the likes of Penguin and Carmine Falcone in the film, but the main baddie that overshadows them all is Riddler. Batman is known just as much for his intellect as his brawn, making the Riddler a perfect match for him. He leaves behind riddles at every crime scene, and while they may puzzle everyone else, Batman is able to get a good handle on the situation, for the most part. This version of the Riddler is unlike anything that's come before, taking on the persona of a Zodiac-like serial killer. Riddler may have killed before in the comics, but unless you count most of Jim Carrey's portrayal, he's never done anything quite this atrocious.
Does anybody else feel like a fried egg?
There are many gruesome scenes in The Batman that resemble moments you might expect out of something like Seven or Prisoners, but there's one scene involving Riddler that may be tough to watch, even for the bravest souls in the audience. It's obvious right from the get-go that Riddler doesn't have any sympathy for his victims. In his mind, they are the corrupt elite, and they deserve what they have coming to them. He's not even above sending a video of one of his victims' demises to the local news so that everyone can see his grand plan in action. During The Batman, we see a video made by Riddler himself depicting his capture of Commissioner Pete Savage. The Commissioner isn't as clean as everyone thought, and Riddler highlights this fact by strapping an apparatus to his body. This device contains various tubes linked to a rat cage, allowing the rodents to burrow into him. While we don't see anything too graphic, just the thought of dying that way is a painful visual to imagine. It's something that a lot of audiences thought went too far, and if you find yourself having a tingle of familiarity while watching the scene, you aren't alone. The moment bears striking similarities to a scene in 2008's The Dark Knight when the Joker sends a tape to the news depicting his torture of a Batman impersonator. That was also a horrifying scene, particularly since it showed a darker side to Joker than what most people had seen in a film up to that point.
Look at me. Look at me!
From Riddler's tape to the rest of his time in The Batman, it will be hard to look at the character the same way again. Villains sending ominous videos to the local news isn't the only thing The Batman and The Dark Knight have in common. They both offer more grounded takes on the character, introducing us to villains who could theoretically exist in the real world. They both depict Batman wanting to go after the mob and organized crime plaguing Gotham, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Both Batman movies also make excellent use of their funeral scenes. In The Dark Knight, there's a massive outdoor funeral procession for Police Commissioner Loeb. People are naturally on edge from the Joker's attacks, and as everyone should have suspected, Joker targets the funeral and makes an attempt on the mayor's life while he's at the podium. Similarly, the Batman has a funeral scene for the fallen mayor. The festivities are held inside this time around, but that doesn't stop Riddler from sending a runaway car into the building to scare the daylights out of everyone inside. And of course, there's a special surprise waiting for everyone inside the vehicle.
Let's clear this place out now!
Of course, these examples don't suggest that the two movies are anything alike. They both stand alone as incredible pieces of superhero cinema, raising the bar for any future projects. Anything they have in common is purely surface level, but there's honestly no way to avoid comparisons between two of the best Batman movies to date. Both movies are brutal, and as this particular Riddler scene proves, they contain some genuinely terrifying scenes that bring the Batman into darker territory. Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about the Batman are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.